so that everyone can join. Hello friends, thanks everyone for joining in Google Tech. So we'll wait for some more time so that everyone can join. We are going to talk about the macros, how it work, and what we are working on it as well. So who are all joined, just say hi in the chat box so that we can able to identify who are all joined. Is anyone available? Please say hi in the chat box so that we can able to understand, or like we get to know who is available. And also just a hi is fine for us to know that you're available. So we'll sharply start at 7:10 or at 7:05, 1 or 2 minutes later. We'll wait for a few more audience. Even it is called as Excel automation, VBA development, or VBA developing things. It is used to reduce the manual effort. Now the world is going with the automation of all the things. So that's the reason we have I have started this channel. In the main motto of this channel to teach what are the technologies which is readily available in the market, or to upgrade everyone. There's a fresher you want to know, or like someone you want to switch the career from one stream to the other stream maximum. If you can see many of the aspirants, they wish to jump from the non-IT background to the IT background. So this is the platform. We are ensuring that we will be delivering all the essential skills which will help you to switch your career, or to enter into the IT jobs where you can get a nice salary as well. So let's start with, this is the like basic kind of an introduction session. So we are going to give you a I have prepared some boring PPT, I know, but still this session will be 15 minutes or 30 minutes of this prepared dashboard. Sorry, power today, the day one, this webinar, and almost all the updates will be giving at the end of the session. So stay tuned till the end. So we'll start with the unlocking the power of Excel macros. So what is macro first? We have spoken almost 2 minutes, 3 minutes about macro. What is macro? So this is the boring definition. Like macros is a set of instruction that tell Excel to perform a set of actions. They are written in a programming language called Visual Basic Applications (VBA), right? So in a nutshell, in a colloquial language, if I want to say, macros is nothing but it's a guidance, or like it's a called as set of instructions. It will give you the path. It's guide the Excel, not you. It's guide the Excel to do the actions you are doing, whichever you are doing manually. Suppose if I having step A to D, 1 to 5, I want to do the actions. So this macro, which is developed by Visual Basic for Applications, which is VBA, or else it's a part of Visual Basic.net. It will guide the Excel to do that steps 1 to 5 in a shorter span of time as well, because while you are performing manually, you may take a lot of time, but it will help you to deal that within a fraction of time, or else lesser time as well. That's how this macro will work. That's the definition of the macro. And Excel macro is written based on the VBA, which is Visual Basics for Applications. The four most important thing is steps in macros. These 5 steps which I have mentioned here is very essential to develop the macro, or else to completely develop the tool based on your requirements which you are working on the report or whatever. The first and foremost thing which I have mentioned is the understanding the actions and requirements, which is because you want to do some actions and requirement, like I'm let's say an example, I'm working in a school, or else let's say in a college or in any IT industry. My work is I need to collect the attendance of the students or employees. For that I need to have a date every day based on my presence and everything. I need to get the if I'm present I have to mark it as 1, if I'm absent I have to mark it as 0. That's my actions, and the requirement is I need to at the end of the month or end of the week I need to show how many people are present, how many people are absent on that particular day and the particular week. Suppose for a student X, how many days he is present for the particular week. That's my requirement. My action is I have to mark those attendance in a daily basis. So why it is essential and how it will work, we'll discuss in the later slide. And then we'll go to the second slide. Second point is creating a macro. So once you thoroughly 100% sure with the requirements and actions, you can go to the next step called creating a macro. So this creation of macro is completely based on the one which is based on our requirements. This is the development phase. So once you develop, if you are working on a project, if you are developing a tool, there is a phase called initial phase, development phase, testing phase, and deploying phase. So in this, understand the actions and creating a macro, understanding the macro and getting the requirements, everything comes in initial phase. Creating the tool will comes under development phase, and testing and debugging also comes under testing phase, and last the deploying phase will be the deploying the tool or giving the tool in the live session. So creating a macro, which is means like you are developing the tool based on the actions and requirements you have understood from the particular action which you are doing every day or from your management. The third step is like testing the macro. Once you are done with your development, what you have to do is you have to test the macro. And even nowadays we are getting the memes like there will be a tester, he will get the bug, but if the developer will not get the bug. I have came across a lot of funny videos about on Instagram and reels. It says that if a developer develops the tool or something, he will not get any bug in that. But if I go to if a tester check that, it will automatically gives a bug. Why it is that so? This is because tester is a person who knows completely what he required, what the company required, or what the end user require. So that's how the tester will work, and he can able to find the error on our developed macro. And the next one will be the debugging the macro. So while testing our tool, if we find any error, then we need to debug the particular macro file. Then this will comes under also the testing phase. We need to debug the macro as well. At last, once you are debugging and your development phase is done, then you can automatically go to deploying phase. So till the debugging phase, it will be very critical for any developer to understand why we are developing and what we are doing. At last will be our deploying the tool. This deploying the tool will always about how this will be given to the end user. We have as a tester and the developer, we have to spend some time with the end user, and we need to understand how this tool is working, is it performing good, and what is the benefit. After end of the deployment of the tool, we need to understand how this tool is performing and what are the benefits we are getting. So that's how the tool lifeline or the life cycle will get ends. As a developer or creator, you need to from the scratch, it starts with the initial discussion till the ending and getting the benefits of after deployment of the tool, any benefit you receive achieved from the tool, that also it's essential to record the from the end user as well. And how many of you know about agile technology? Is there anyone come across this technique called agile technology or something? Agile technology, anyone have idea what is agile technology? Agile technology is nothing but having the frequent interactions with the stakeholders and with the relevant people who have given the requirements for the development. So those are all called as, I mean, like having the frequent interaction with the team who have given the work or your manager about the development phase or testing phase of your tool, or else what are the works you have done and you have checking frequently, is called as agile technology. Initially, before introduction of agile technology, there is nothing called like after the developer completely develops the tool, again he will have to go to the end user and he have to check, and it will take a lot of efforts and everything, it gets wasted. Once they introduce the agile technology, now the conversation of frequent conversations with the end user helps enhance the productivity of every developers, and it gave a nice result as well. That's called as agile technology. It's an additional information just for your information we are giving. Now we'll go to the other style. So here, from here, I'm going to explain step by step which are the points which I have discussed. So I have taken the points, given the points over here as per own language, in a simple language I have given. If you have any queries, like please post it in the chat box or like in the comments after this session. This video will be available on our channel, you can post it in the comments. Till now, if you have any doubts, please let me know. I can see no one says any issues. Okay, let's continue. So why understanding actions? What is the essential reason to understand the actions? See, as per this point, I have mentioned it is necessary to understand that actions taken or happening every day, because the macro can be developed because based on the actions and its step by step guide for the Excel to externalist one. See, the very first point which when we dealt, which we had discussed, what is the reason of developing macro, or why we are developing the macro? What is macro? So as per the definition, if you see, it's a guide, it's a reference, it's giving the pathway how to do the work. So once you understand the requirement and actions, then only you can able to build a powerful macro tool. It will easily guide your tool to work efficiently and also in a proper manner. You will get the desired output in short span and also with a quality as well. What if not developed without any proper information? Then it will keeps on the tool product life cycle, development life cycle will get extend. Why? Because that proper tool will not, if the improper tool will give you an error unnecessarily, and it will be going to the debugging stage, again going back to your own testing, developing phase, testing, debugging, again it will goes on, keep on running in it will get looped over there, and your development cycle, product development cycle will get extended if you are not understood the proper actions of the or required actions for the particular tool or the report which you are going to prepare automation for. So I think I made this slide clear. So I'm going for the next one, which is creating a macros. The important step, the very core heart of this step, step in development of macro is unlocking the power of macro is developing the macros or creating the macros. So developing macros is the Excel in the first and core part in the creation of macro tool. It is a step by step where you can able to design the code according to your requirements, which means like this is the area you can able to design your code, like design in the sense you are giving the code, you are going to add it accordingly, how your complete code works, how what you are doing with the code, and based on the requirements, how simplify your coding it should be, how compactly you are giving your code, and making your user to feel happy, and the end result should be efficient and quality. So this is the area, creating macros. That development area is the you know the core for the complete creation of the tool. Obviously, yeah, the development will be the core part. So the development, then the developers get differed based on the syntaxes or the way they are creating the code. So instead of giving a 10 lines, you can how efficiently you are shorting it to 2-3 lines of code, and how how we are using the loops, the advanced techniques like syntaxes of everything, variables, giving the command to the user to enter the data, whatever. That particular whole activity of your manual thing will get covered in this particular creating part. So this is the core heart. Let's say this is my core heart area where I can able to play with my design the tool, and how I can make the work efficient and shorter span of time. The next will be our testing the macros. Testing macros is essential phase of development of the tool. It is the phase where you can able to validate the tool is working based on the requirements and working without any bugs. So this is the my own definition. Testing macros is not only the essential testing of each and every tool after the development, either you are using VBA or either using with the Python, or you are developing a SQL project, or you are going with the JavaScript, Java, whichever the languages available, C++, whatever the languages you available in the market, if you are developing, or it needed to be tested before implementing it into the live production. Because without testing, if you are going to deploy the tool in the live production, what will happen is it will automatically, if any bug is there, suppose if I am developing a SQL developer, right, if I am developing any SQL project, SQL administration work, unintentionally, or like any uncertainly, if I deleted or any removed any data from the source, right, then it will cause a loss of data and your effort, and you may get proper you may get, you may not able to retrieve the data, right, you can't able to get the data back, and you will be in trouble. Then it will take a lot of effort and time consuming activity to get the data and put it in the proper place again. So developing is the important part, and more than developing, testing is also the important part. Why? Because you have testing not only to check whether the tool is working fine, and also you are checking it is working based on the requirements whichever you are doing. It should not create another problem. The developed tool should not create another problem to the existing flow. The flow of the tool is very important, and it should not make any other extra work to extra work for the user to get back to the normal stage. That's why we are testing this tool. Okay, so once you test the tool, we find some errors, right, you are not getting the desired result, or in the format, or like any values, then we'll go to the debugging macros. So this debugging stage means like we'll get a set of errors. So the tester will make a note, and he or she, the tester, will sends the error notification and list of errors which you are getting, and back to the development team. So that again the user, like developer, will have to change the errors, have to analyze the errors, why it is coming and where it is going wrong, and then he have to give it back to the tester, and again this life cycle start. Again he have to test. The tester means again a tester or with the user, end user, can sit together, and they can able to test the proper data. Once it is done, so if they feel like there is zero error, all the tests step by step, suppose they, as I mentioned earlier, like we have step 1 to 5, the tool is working without any error, and step 1 to 5, like test 1 passed, test 2, test 3, test 4, test 5, everything is passed, then there is no error in that, any error is, nothing has happened, then obviously this tool is very good to go for the live production deployment. So deployment, yeah, that's the day, happy day for the developer. As a developer, they feel happy that my tool is going for a deployment. As I said, like step 1 to 5 is succeeded, done. I'm that tool will go for live production. But as a developer, should be happy, yes, the tool is in live production, but he should wait another 1 or 2 days for to analyze the benefits as well. As a developer, this is also important, for very important to know what is the benefit, what are the outcome you are getting by deploying the tool in the live production. So you can't simply give the tool like, okay, I have developed this tool, if everything is done you can take this tool. No, while developing, after deployment, you can, you may get any enhancement also. Maybe suddenly the user may feel like, okay, I need some enhancement, that will be comes under the service after delivery. So deployment is fine. After this, you need to analyze the proper outcome and savings, or effort savings, or cost savings for the particular tool for the deployment. So I have completed my slides which I have prepared. So if anyone have any questions for this complete session, I mean like whichever I have done as a theoretical, please post me. I can see 5 people are on the five people is there on the live. You can post your comments in the live chat. I can able to answer. This 3 minutes is for you guys. So I didn't get any queries as of now. So at least 5 people who are staying, can you say hi in the chat box? Very happy to see at least a chat box. Hi, hi. Can see Ella's magic pen is available. A quick hi from anyone? No one. Okay. So again, hi Sujaya. Hi Vicky. Hi, hello. Vicky Shinde. Thanks for joining, guys. If you have any doubts right till now which we have discussed, please post it here. I can go with about the steps of product development, or else not. It's fine. The key thing, I can go for next 5-10 minutes to complete the session. So we are end of this slides in the boring theoretical session now. So from next time we'll be on directly lively dealing with all the live practices with all the steps which is in development. Mostly we are concentrating on development because testing and all is based on the testers. Okay, it's time. Like, I'll go to the next slide. So I am just giving a news update to everyone that this session or the live session which we are conducting, right, which will be conducted based on every 2 weeks, once in 2 weeks. Like in a month you will get it on alternate weeks, for twice in a month, and daily we are posting videos about Excel formulas. Already we have started 25 days important formulas whichever is essential which we are using. Almost we have done with 12 formulas, still 13 formulas left over. Post that I'll be starting posting the important DAX queries which is for Power BI, and post that we have some plans to execute. So I'm not giving any promises now, but yes, we'll be having everyday videos sharp at 7 p.m. the same time which you have joined today. And to get more update our our channel, you can follow us on Instagram and WhatsApp community link. So I'm giving the both links in description box. You can check it out, and if you're interested, and if you're getting any queries in your day-to-day life, you can directly post us through Instagram page or like WhatsApp community link, and we are happy to assist you at any time. Even your query maybe get addressed as a video in future days. So we have already posted few subscriber queries into the channel. We can verify as well because I have done twice. Macro file, how to create and save a macro file, and very first coding as the message box which is hello world, right? Okay, let's not waste the time.